Hi, and welcome back to our main lobby studio of this year's Podim DX21. So, first 2 hours are behind us. So, I kind of have also some time to look into the interesting sessions that were taking place in these 3 hours. Did you have any time to listen to some sessions?
Yeah, I looked through different studios. I actually spent more time in the Podim app, to be honest. So yeah, just divided the time between this. It's really hard, to be honest.
Yeah, but since we have such a great moderators, I think the best thing to do is to let them to do a short wrap up of the last 2 hours in their studios. So Daniel, you were the first to show. Daniel, how was the past 2 hours? What were the highlights?
Well, thank you very much. They were actually quite amazing. So we started off with John Medved, who was talking about, well, basically how unicorns are going to save the world. And holy, have I seen someone who is so passionate about, driven about his entire portfolio. It was incredible. And he also talked about the essence of sustainability and what he called the double bottom line, which meant making money and doing good. He said these two things don't need to contradict each other. After that, we met Alina, who told us that basically 87% of garment materials, of which about 100 billion are produced a year, end up at landfills. That's not good because the European Union is going to change that by 2035. So there's a huge market potential. And we learned from Army that if you want to change the world, make beautiful products. And after that, we had a fantastic talk with Sia of Seed Camp, on the future of business models. And we pretty much agreed on if you are working in the space of ed tech, or let's say anything remote, creator tech, or whatever it is, public health, then you are going places. And if you want to approach them, you should have an approach on sustainability. We talked about the importance of founder market fit and, of course, team dynamics and adaptability in an ever-changing world. So it was really fascinating. And yeah, I could talk about this for hours, but I won't.
I think the key takeaway, Daniel, from what you said, is that investors are more and more looking at not just how you make money, but how you actually integrate impact within your business model.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of part of that, number one. And obviously, number two, a huge thing for the investors is they need to assess teams very differently than before. In the old days, they go out for lunch and dinner and whatnot. Nowadays, well, you need to earn a Zoom call somehow by writing someone an email. So a lot of that has changed as well. So there's a lot of change in the industry. And that was interesting. What they really need, however, are people who are strongly purpose-driven. That's something you can feel quite early on or not.
Cool. Thanks, Daniel. And, take some rest, prepare for next 2 hours. And we move on to the Peter. Peter.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, fantastic.
Fantastic,
Do we have
great.
Finalists?
Well, I haven't chosen the finalists, but I believe very shortly you two will actually be sharing and revealing who these lucky, I say lucky, but they're more well-deserved than lucky, well-deserved finalists that move straight into the final tomorrow. I'm intrigued as much as you are, really, to hear who they actually are. But talking about the last 2 hours together with our jury members, together with our 10 finalists. It's been very intriguing, very productive. And, so first of all, we had 8 jury members from across Europe and connections, global connections as well, from companies like Launch Our Ventures, ABC Accelerator here in Slovenia, tomorrow from UK, Slovene Enterprise Fund, South Central Ventures. So these are people that are deciding the fate of these startups and the founders and their ideas, who know what they're looking for and know really how to identify the characteristics and the feeling they're looking for that kind of grows into success. So first of all, the people that were determining who those finalists are certainly had the right criteria. Listening to our 10 finalists from literally across Europe, Switzerland, Slovenia, naturally Romania, Bosnia, Hungary, more from Switzerland, Germany as well. They really, it was almost like a certain different step up from yesterday, certainly from what I heard in my track and talking to some of the other moderators as well. There was more passion involved. There was more clarity, I would say, being more clarifying at a very early stage exactly what they're doing, what that issue is, what that pain point is, and then really moving towards that solution. So from my perspective, from what I saw, and again, I'm not one of the people that actually decide who goes into the final, but from my background and my perspective, looking at the delivery and how they were sharing their messages in a clear, clarified, confirming way, they sounded certainly very good. And so to step up to the final is going to be quite tricky. They're going to have to really work hard, dig deep to really stand out in the final.
Peter, thanks so much for the detailed overview. I'm intrigued about one thing. Yesterday we discussed about how startups should be making changes, perhaps, that end up in the semi-finals. Has that happened? Have you seen any changes since yesterday?
Yeah, absolutely. As I say, there's certainly more passion, more emotion. You can still move that up slightly even more. So whatever they did today, just decide on the certain moments of emotion that you can actually amplify just a little bit more. And that is going to help you, whoever you are, in the final. Again, really seeing and hearing and feeling your intent really helps us understand your message more and understand and really kind of gets us closer to you as well. Because really, the five finalists in the final, in terms of their idea, they're all very, very strong, right? Strongest out of the 160 plus founders and startups we heard yesterday, right? So what is the difference? The difference will probably be about you, about how people feel about you. So sharing more about who you are, what you believe in, your values, and that emotion, that I can imagine, and often is, the kind of the difference between winning at this stage and not going through.
Thank you. Can't
Thanks,
wait
Peter. To see the 5 startups.
To get the 5 startups.
I'm sure they're waiting too.
Me too.
Yeah. We will hear the announcement at the end of this 1 hour block in the lobby. Thanks again, Peter. You've done an amazing job. See you later before another 2 hours interesting starts. Moving to Stoyan, to the creative and technological spaceship studio. Hi, Stoyan.
Hey guys, first of all, I want to say you guys are looking gorgeous, and no wonder you guys are in the lobby. I'm sure it's for marketing purposes, so amazing. But to give you an overview of our stage, studio number 3, well, we started with an introduction, and I had a pleasure to be joined by 2 wonderful ladies from Anja and Urška from the Center for Creativity in Slovenia, who gave us a perspective on the ecosystem and all the amazing things happening in Slovenia. Apparently, there's lots of art, lots of creativity, lots of projects in these areas, and we had the chance to witness actually 5 founders, 5 startup projects who were pitching and sharing their projects. And as I promised before we jumped on, it was really inspiring. And I think specifically, if there's somebody out there who's a technical founder or something that's a little bit more strict, it's always good to hear those creative ideas into action. And I would say one of the key learnings, having a discussion and having a Q&A with the startups, was they were really grateful and happy that actually they were put into this creative accelerator, because these guys are artists, right? They are designers, they are creative people, and having a little bit of tough love when it comes to the business side of things was really, really helpful for them. And I think it's a great learning also for the tech founders out there that are really focused on their code, on their features, on their product, but they're maybe lacking the business side of it. Find a co-founder or join an accelerator incubation program, but arm yourself also with the business tools. And one final learning from this part of the session was, and actually Daniel was chatting a little bit about that as well, is I just love how these creative guys, they're always starting with the heart. They have something that they're really passionate about, and they build this product, and they just want to build something amazing. And many of the projects were actually in the areas of sustainability or impact. So I think there's a lot to learn from the creative industries, such as the creative industry have a lot of learned from the more heavy business industry. So I think it's a very great match. And we had afterwards a really nice session with the guys from Nova KBM. I would say, I don't know, guys. I'm not speaking so many people from the banking sector, but these were some of the most inspiring people I met working in banking. We spoke about leadership. We spoke about culture. Well, the session was about digitization and robotic process automation. And one thing that really stood out for me was, for them, it's not transformation. It's actually evolution, that what they're doing. And one important learning from any organization that wants to make a huge change is it really starts from, fish smells from the head, right? It starts from the leadership. It starts from the board, from the executives that commit. Hey guys, look, in the next period, it might be difficult. We might have to put a lot of resources and effort, but hey, let's commit and let's show by example, lead by example, and we need to make these changes. So we spoke about culture. We spoke about the importance of one thing that was really important for me to hear as somebody who's passionate about culture and passionate about team is some of the advice that the guys gave when it comes to taking care of your people in these difficult times. We don't know what's the long-term effects, and consequences of this working from home, this social distancing. So just the reminder that business is about people first. Yes, we can apply robotics and automation, but at the end of the day, it's about your team, your customers, your partners, and just taking care for the people out there. So that was in the final learning, which I think, if you're a founder, if you're working for a startup, if you have something to pitch and sell, one of the main learnings and reminders was, when you approach somebody, don't go and start pitching from the door. Hey, I have this product, I have these videos, I'm making this and that. Do your homework. It's about listening. It's about understanding what the other side needs and actually solving their pain or whatever challenge they have. It's not about going and pitching from the door. So these early stage founders who are listening right now, make sure to take a step back and actually listen to the people and try to understand and observe what are their challenges, what are their pains, and can you actually help them solve them? It's all about creating value, and it should be a two-sided value creation cycle. So back to you, Urban.
Fantastic, Stoyan. Thanks for this really great and concise wrap up of your session. The topic was close to your heart.
As we can see, yeah.
Yeah. So thanks, Stoyan. Get some rest and take a deep breath, because we will continue really in 45 minutes. Now I'm moving back to my studio colleague, lobby colleague Anita. Anita, how are you feeling? Already some, thirsty maybe? Or hungry?
Yes, I am. Thank you very much. Are you giving me my 60 seconds full elevator pitch maybe?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I will take a little more if I can. Because it's lunchtime, right, guys? And we need some food and some wine. This is normal. The only thing normal, I think. And as I heard, Diane, you were interesting about our wine. Local and Slovene in general.
For sure.
Okay.
Definitely in the wine.
Okay.
The food as well.
So this will be the subject, a little less of a business and a little more of food, cuisine, and wine. So Slovenia is a land of contrasts in geographical meaning and also in cuisine. So if you're a visitor, you can really enjoy a light Mediterranean meal or even diet, if I can say so, with ham, prosciutto, cheese, and olive oil. And on the other hand, that is if you go along the Italian border. But then if you move a little bit to east and north, then you will feast on grains, potatoes, pork, and pumpkin oil. I come from the part where we enjoy pumpkin oil and we put it everywhere, but of course I'm enjoying olive oil also. But no matter where you go, you will always get a good glass of Slovenian wine. And this is what we will be talking about Slovenia as a food and wine destination in the next minutes. So, I would like to say nice welcome to Miss Marcela Klofuter, the manager of Vila Podvin restaurant, and with her is the sous chef Martin Zupans. Hello, so nice to have you here.
Hello, thank you for invitation. We're really proud that we can present our passion to our Slovenia. So you started with diversity of Slovenia, and I would like to tell you that we're not a small country. We're really big because we have 49 dialects. Can you imagine? Even when we travel around, we're really surprised when we talk to people and we hardly understand them. And we have 24 gastronomic regions. So you are surprised every 20 kilometers you can get different food, different wine, different drinks, different dialect, different tradition. So it's really great also for us to explore our countryside, our towns, our culture. We were in the history ruled by different nations, and it rests a lot. So our main goal is to research, to dig, to get more about our tradition, and to be proud about everything, and to share all these stories with our guests. It's about passion, it's about connecting suppliers, artists, artisans, everybody. And there are so many stories we can then offer to our guests. We are from Vila Podvin. This is in the Gorenjska region, so Alpine region, Slovenia. But our kitchen is Slovenian kitchen because it's everything local. It's always the question, do you cook local? Yes, we do. But local in our restaurant is also sea bass from the Piran, from the Fonda fish farm, because we can get it in 2 hours. So this is a big advantage of Slovenia. It's everything so close, but we have 3 different climate regions with great ingredients. And when we discover all these stories through farmers, through artists, through poets, and we really want to put everything into our offer and offer this to our guests. No, Martin, am I right?
Exactly.
Our Martin is from Bohin Lake, so today you will also present something about
something from Bohin.
From also the fish from Bohin.
Yes.
It's not only about meat in Alpine region and greaves and potato and different corns, but also really healthy vegetables and then also fish and things like this. But
Thank you very much. A nice introduction. Very nice introduction. Thank you very much. You are at Vila right now.
Yes, we are at Vila. Mm-hmm.
Okay, can you
We're preparing ourselves to open.
Oh, really? Yes, after this this time that was not good for anybody, so you're getting ready. I think you're running in full. So just to tell a couple of facts that you could be proud of. Now, I have gathered some information because you're very known. You have 16.5 points at the Go and Mio guide. This is one thing. Then, just to say, this is named after Henry Go and Christian Mio, journalists and food critics. This is one thing that you should be proud of. And you also have a Michelin star. It's almost a year now. I think it was June last year that you have received it. And you are also a part of Jury, which means you have so many things to be proud of. This is on one hand, of course, an honor, but on the other hand, it brings a lot of responsibilities. How are you coping with this? What does that Michelin star, for example, means for you?
It's a big award. And it's a big award for all our suppliers and everybody who works with us. We started in our villa 8 years ago. It was an abandoned restaurant in the territory of a historical, really important place with the castle and this so in these tables where the villa is located, and everybody had a big doubt if we will succeed. But how was the way to succeed? To connect everybody. So we went around the villa we met different suppliers. We invited them to our local farmers market, which we have every month, same day, same hour, already for 8 years. Then we went around to the training center for people with special needs. They are producing ceramics for us. And we went further to local schools, and we have, with other restaurants, a good community of Istra Dolca, and also the class of students who are only for our restaurants, and they have like a status of the cook or waiter. So the main importance is for restaurants to be connected in the destination and to be the showroom of the whole destination. So that here are stories, but the most important challenge at the beginning was to gather all restaurants together, because we are a little bit jealous. Oh, somebody new will come, there's enough restaurants. But there are different restaurants. Everybody has different focus, different way of thinking, different product. And if there's many restaurants with different products, then we reach. And when we also invite all local partners to our restaurants, then we are strong, and nobody can ruin us. And we can only go on, go on, go on. So there's a really great energy in our destination called Radolca. We have tiny little villages, also mountains, countryside, historical towns, and really good restaurants, farmers, and artists. So it's really nice to be at home, to work at home, and to share our passion, news stories with our guests. And this is our mission, to be more proud and self-confident, because we were in the history always ruled by somebody, and we were always yes, yes, yes. But now I think we should check all the beauty around us and do like this and show to our guests, especially Slovene guests, the beauty and the awareness of the tradition and everything. So we're so happy to be here, because we can be creative. And one point, I'm not from the tourism school or something like this, but we really want to put all these subjects already in the primary school, that students, pupils could learn before already at the age of 4, 5, 6, 7 about all these traditions, ingredients, food, because the food is the most important, and it tells a lot of stories. That's why we also have cooking school for children from 5 years, for professionals, for adults. So this is really a strong part of our products, because we want to share our knowledge, and we want to give our passion also to others. And we want to show the beauty and richness of this profession and this work, because it is really, it has to be sustainable, and it is creative, but you really need to be connected with other people to create new stories. And then the life is nice. You can get more added value, you can work less, and you can have really nice life.
I totally agree. I totally agree. You have put it so nicely. I could listen to you for hours, because you are talking so nicely. But there is another part, because we have a limited time. And this is something that I'm really looking forward for now. We will be doing some cooking, right? And you will be preparing something special for us. Could you tell us what it will be?
We will prepare a simple sandwich, but it's a special kind from ingredients that are just now, such as spring spices and all other ingredients, such like cheese and trout from Bohin.
The main idea was that in Slovenia, we really love to pickle a lot of things in the woods, and then we want to put them for the winter, because there's not a lot of things outside in the winter. So also in the history, we get a lot of things so in the different glasses for the winter. And now Martin will show you how you can pickle these things and preserve them, and then you can get with you to the work And when you will have all this storage in the fridge, you can just every day buy something and add. So it will be the work the way of working of doing in Slovenia. So we really love to have different things all the time pickled. Okay, so we go to the kitchen.
Yes, yes, I'm really looking forward to that. I know that Martin is ready, and we are ready too, since we are a little hungry. We are a little hungry, you know. Can't wait because this is
sure.
this is lunchtime, and we're waiting for this great sandwich. This is actually, to all the participants, of course, something that you can go along doing it, enjoying, and then eating it after. And since Martin is already preparing for this nice summer sandwich, I think it's summer sandwich, as you can see, he's ready. Martin, the Podim and podium is yours.
So here we have different ingredients. You can see, yeah? Martin, you will explain what you put here.
Okay, we are hearing another. We're having a little problem hearing you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fresh corn. Wild corn. Pickled. Wild garlic.
It's just wild garlic.
This is pesto.
Oil.
Okay.
Yeah. And
I would really ask you if you can move a little closer to the microphone so that we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is trout. This trout was in mix of sugar and salt. This one was for about 12 hours. And this was for about 40 hours. And this is just like beef jerky. It's very good.
Okay. Okay, so these are the ingredients that we will be making a sandwich from, right? I'm not hearing anything. We can see you, which is great because this food looks just amazing, but we cannot hear you, Marcela and Martin.
Now you can hear me like this?
Yes, like this, it's okay. Yeah.
Okay. So we will do
have
something
to
like this, maybe.
Okay, we'll do that.
Okay.
No problem. This is like making sandwich at home, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Martin, so let's start.
Let's get started. First, we're going to make a simple spread. This is cottage cheese. And we're going to mix this with brinjevec. You can also use gin or schnapps.
Really?
Yes.
For breakfast and lunch.
And cottage cheese is very special combination. But gin actually enhances the flavor of the cottage cheese.
Okay.
Some salt.
You put in some salt?
So,
what was that?
This will be our spread. Yes, topping, yes. Okay, now for the vegetable part.
Yeah.
We're going to fry some eggplant.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. What was that?
Just fry them on a very hot pan.
Okay.
Use some oil.
So we're doing the little frying now.
yeah, little fry. But you can store for next day. This is important.
Ah, okay.
And then you just collect the sandwich.
Okay, now you're, what, are you putting some oil, pouring some oil on it? What did you pour on? Okay. We're not hearing you.
And we're doing this. This is a final product. Zucchinis.
Zucchinis, okay.
Yes, sunflower oil, salt, and garlic. That's it.
Okay.
And you can store this for infinite amount of time.
Okay, so we can have all this prepared in front and just use it then later, right?
We prepare everything in advance, and then you can have this also in the office, and you can then make a sandwich. So now we will have a sandwich.
Also pickle rhubarb. This is from our garden.
Okay.
We just picked it, and now we'll add mixture of water. This is water, vinegar, and sugar. And some spices. And that's it. It's so simple. You can use it.
Okay.
With sandwiches, also with meat, fish.
Okay, these are the ingredients, and we will put all this in a sandwich that we can then enjoy.
Yeah, so it's important that you can have all this pickled stuff in the fridge at the office, and then you can make different lunches or breakfast every day. So regarding your mood.
Okay, that's very useful. Oh, now we're making the sandwich, and I'm really getting hungry.
First, we're going to start. This is sourdough bread. You can use normal one, whichever you prefer.
Okay. Then you're putting gin on the bread. Cheese with gin or schnapps. Marcela, we're not hearing you. Just, to get a microphone a little closer. I think you're saying something.
So we didn't use gin because in Alpine Slovenia we have schnapps.
Okay, schnapps.
And we prefer this.
I agree.
Over gin.
I agree.
Then we add some zucchini. So just zucchini, salt, oil, and garlic.
This is really fresh sandwich.
Eggplant, yes, it's very fresh, healthy, just as every meal should be.
Okay, what is next?
Trout. Trout marinated in salt and sugar.
Marinated before?
Before.
Yeah.
Yes, we marinated that one day before today.
Okay.
Yesterday. Yeah,
it looks very nice. Not just good, but also nice.
It's healthy, but it's not heavy because that's just vegetables and some fish.
It's not heavy, it's really healthy. We really want to break all these stereotypes that Ukrainian region food is heavy. It's not. We can use really great vegetables, fish, cheese, pickled things. So sometimes in our kitchen we have problems to combine our food with red wine because all our food is so light. Can you imagine? It's interesting.
Yeah.
So,
it's never too light. I wish I was there now, or that you were here, so that we could try this masterpiece.
Then again, on top layer, also some spreading, not just because of schnapps.
We're having a lot of alcohol, I think.
This is our sandwich.
Okay, can you show it to us?
We will serve it with fresh rhubarb as a side dish for some acid.
Okay. We need the camera to show us your beautiful sandwich. Thank you. Oh, it looks amazing. We're also eating with our eyes. Is that true? This is this great summer sandwich. Thank you very much, Martin. You have done a great job. Who will be eating this sandwich now? Tell me the truth.
Excuse me.
Who will be eating the sandwich?
Marcela.
Okay. Marcela and Martin, thank you very much for being with us today. Enjoy this great...
If you need some instructions, we can send you all these details, how to pickle vegetables, what ingredients to use. And I hope we will meet here soon.
Yes, that would be appreciated. Thank you very much. Have a great day, and thank you for being with us on our Podim conference. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Wow, that was amazing. I'm really hungry. How about you guys? Would you like to eat something now?
Anymore, so please no food anymore in this program block. I have to get something to eat.
It was a great sandwich, and I really like the ideas, because we're always putting the same things in sandwiches, and now you see what we can do if we have some local ingredients. It's just amazing.
Yeah, I think it's just the concept of a sandwich that is so fast, but usually it's just sounds very plain and boring.
Yeah.
It had aubergine, which is one of my favorite vegetables, or eggplant, as they said. I didn't know about the gin thing. Gin is also one of my favorite drinks.
Yes, we talked earlier about it, schnapps and gin. And
yeah,
schnapps is
I didn't know they would enhance the flavor of the food. That's what they said, right?
Yeah, and I like that part of ingredient, I must admit.
Yeah, I never tried. I will definitely give it a try.
So are you ready to have some good wine after this?
I think, well, we just had some food. I think it's good just to cool off a bit and have a nice drink.
Yeah. So I would like to really introduce and invite our next guest. And this is, please, welcome and join me here on my beautiful sofa. This is my living room for today. Hey, please. This is Jerne Lubej. Hello. Nice to have you here. And he will be my guest. We'll be talking about wine. So, guys, I will talk to you a little bit later. This is now very interesting, Welcome, Jerne. I'm really happy to have you here because after every meal, there's always a time for a good glass of wine. Is that
after every meal, if we exclude breakfast, first, let's say like this. So with lunch and with dinner, wine is always welcome. Also in the business world, wine is always present.
Yeah.
So I think that it was a great idea to talk about wine also here on the Podim conference.
Yeah, you're one of the biggest professionals when it comes to wine in Slovenia, proven. You're a sommelier.
Yes.
And I have read your webpage. It is very nice.
Thank you.
Special.
Thank you.
See that you have this touch and that you're a wine lover.
Yes.
On the first impression.
Yeah. So I was listening now for a few minutes what you were talking here on the conference, also with the guests before, and they were all mentioning this passion about what you do, and wine is my passion. So it was my first job. I was thrown into a vinotech. I did have no clue about wine, but then I fell in love with the topic. I fell in love with the wine. I fell in love with all the flavors, all the tastes, all the stories that wine brings. And yes, I love my job, and I try to bring this love, this passion also to people who would like to enjoy wine, but they don't have so much knowledge, but they would like to enjoy it on the highest possible level.
Yeah, I know. And I'm really looking forward to that because we will be tasting some of it later too.
Yes.
But just tell me, if you could, talk about Slovenian wines. Slovenia is a wine destination for sure.
Yes.
Getting more and more recognized. Do you prefer some region maybe?
You were saying that Slovenia is getting more and more recognized, which is correct, but still Slovenia is just a very, very small dot on the wine map of world. In recent years, we are getting more and more attention because people are seeking small boutique producers and new tastes, special wines that are coming from Slovenia. You ask me if I have a favorite area, wine area here in Slovenia. Of course I do. It's Styria area around Maribor.
Okay.
We have such
great answer.
Yeah, we have such a great diversity here. Of course, coast is great. We cannot make the wines that the coastal winemakers can. Also, Posavje, it's great, and Prekmurje too. But Maribor has this special mixture of alpine climate and Pannonic climate coming from Hungary, from the Pannonic Flat. So we have cold weather and hot weather mixing here. So we have really great geological geological and meteorological, so what we need to make great wine. And also winemakers that are passionate about the wine, the same I'm passionate about presenting wine, they are passionate about making wine. So I like to work with the winemakers who are not just inheriting it from the fathers, great fathers, but who are really passionate about it, who are discovering new ways. So we are still discovering new things in winemaking, so not everything is discovered. And it is really great to follow what they are doing, because every year, every new vintage is another chance to do something new, to do the harvest a little bit later, to do something different. And then we can enjoy this in a bottle of wine, in a glass, with a lunch or dinner, or even maybe with the breakfast.
Yeah, they're really experimenting and making great wine. Now, there's a quote on your page, and it says, "You enjoy wine stories immensely, and so do I. They're all mysterious and for the most part,
Yes.
real." And then you continue, "But there is more."
They are still in the wine world. There are still some stories and legends. So this is why it is written in most part.
Yeah.
You know the story about Schiphol and Napoleon. This is a legend. We don't know if it is true, but as I put it, most of the stories are real, are true. Yes.
Yes, and many rumors start in the wine cellars.
Yes, and many beautiful things can start in a wine cellar, not only rumors. So it's for me, it's a mystic place. Fermentation, it's an alchemical process where something is turned from sugar into alcohol. We still don't understand this process entirely, although we are studying it for 4,000 years. So yes, many beautiful new things regarding the wine and regarding people drinking it can start in the wine cellar.
We used to talk about red and white wines, and now we have another thing coming, it's orange wines. So if I would ask you, do you prefer a red or white wine, I should also add, what about orange?
Yes, so we have, in the wine world, we have many colors. We have rosé, white, red, reddish, which is cviček or speciality. It's not red nor white, not a rosé, it's a reddish. And we also have orange or amber wines.
Okay.
So this is, we are again in the wine world also going back to roots, because hundreds or thousands years ago, we only knew orange or amber wines because it was not possible to make wine with modern technology, to make it clear, to make it to make it completely white. Because the only process, the old process of making wine, was in clay pots, in amphoras, and always together with the skins. So wine always had a little bit stronger color. So we are again discovering these ancient methods of making wines, which Slovene winemakers are among leading in the world. So again, this is adding to our diversity in the wine world. So some people, somebody who likes special wines, maybe these wines that are made with ancient methods, so exactly the same as 4,000 years ago. It's also welcome in Slovenia to taste these special wines, yes.
Yeah, could you tell us a little bit about your big guys wine tours? Are they just for guys? I mean,
no, it's not just for guys, not just for big guys. It's for, of course, for everybody who likes wines, who would like to learn more about wine. Because I like, on these tours, which I do, I like to transfer, I like to give my knowledge to people who are willing to learn about wine. It's not just about drinking and drinking as many samples as possible, but I try to explain with each sample in each cellar how it was made and why it tastes like it tastes. So we are really getting into the depth of the tema wine. Yeah.
Okay, I was at one or two at your tours. They are great. I have to say, I have this different approach to wine. And I also think that this, culture of drinking is really raising up in Slovenia, and maybe even wider. What do you say?
Of course, it is the awareness about drinking wine. It's on the higher level as it was. Also the chefs that are doing the great plates, the great dishes, they like to uplift the plate with a nice glass of wine. So this is my work, this is a job of sommelier, and I really enjoy because I can uplift the work of the chef on another level, and people are enjoying more with the wine as they would without the wine. So I make people enjoy, I make people happy. So this is a great job.
This is the best job in the world, you know, making people happy. So if someone who doesn't know wine, you know, we're changing in life. I know that earlier when I was young, I did not think about wine in the way that I do now. How do you make people love wine? I'm sure that maybe you have, you know, some visitors who are not so familiar with wine, or say, I really don't like wine, I'm more of a beer person. What would you say? How would you convince them?
I really, so I'm in this wine business for the last 10 years, every day with wine and with people. And I have managed to to develop this sense for people and wine. So if you are telling me that you are new to wine, I would go back to basics. So how the wine is made, why it is dry, why it is sweet, why it is red or why it is white. So really to the basic, how the color is coming in the wine, why we use wooden barrels, why we use stainless steel barrels, and what is happening inside the amphora while it is maturing. So we would really go back to basics, so to give you just the basic knowledge about the wine. And then with the time you would appreciate it more, maybe start to love it, start to drink it. Because here in Slovenia it's very popular that when you start to discover wines, you first meet sweet wines or semi-sweet wines. This is perfectly normal because we are used to sweetness from the breast milk, from the mother's milk.
Okay. From milk to wine?
Why not, yeah. And then when you start to discover this wine world a little bit more, then the sweetness in the wine becomes disturbing, and you would like to explore the primary, the basic taste of the variety, and the sweetness is just there to disturb. So as you develop the wine taste, so it was my case like this, that I went also from sweet to dry wine. So this is the correct path, I think, for everybody, because the sweet wines are always the most appealing. It resembles the Coca-Cola and Fanta the most. So we are used to it, so our taste buds are used to it. And then as we upgrade our wine knowledge, we start to appreciate also the dry wines.
So did I, you know, did this upgrade to better wines, if we can say so. Now there's a special time, a special occasion, because we have you here. I would like to invite you to come with me.
Yes, please.
Please follow me. We have prepared a table for you.
Yes.
And some glasses, and the wine that you have chosen, actually. And what I would like is for you to teach us a little bit about red and white wine. And how do we serve one? How do we serve another? Is there a difference? And, you know, how to use glasses, how to drink. Please.
So I will make this as simple as possible. So this is why I have brought just 2 glasses.
Okay.
One for you, one for me.
Okay, thank you.
And I have brought glasses which are used for white and red wine. Because we are in Styria region, we have a lighter red wine, which doesn't require really big glass. So we will use the same glass for the white and for the red wine.
This is great to know, because I didn't know that we could actually use the same glass.
Yes, so these glasses are a little bit bigger, very elegant, and you can use them for either for white or for red wines.
Okay.
So first wine that we will start with today, it's a local variety. It's endemic to our region, Styria. So I really like to present the local varieties what we have here. So everybody knows Sauvignon, Chardonnay, Muscat, Traminer, so on. These are international varieties found all over the world, but Ranina only grows in Štajerska, Slovenia, Slovene Styria. So
something we could be proud of.
So the wine is at 8 to 10 degrees, as it should be for the white wine. We are using on this wine, you see there is a screw top.
Yeah,
so sometimes it was believed that the wines with screw tops are not as good in quality as the wine with cork, as we have with the red wine.
Yeah, yeah.
But in the recent times, the winemakers which are making fresh wines, they are only using screw tops, because there is no need for cork, no need for micro-oxidization, because this wine will be consumed in very soon, so in a year or maximum 2 years. Huh?
Okay.
So we have a vintage now here, 2019. It's still fresh. It has 12.5% of alcohol, so it is not very strong. So it's great also for malica, as we say, or for a meal before lunch.
Or brunch or something. Yeah. Okay.
So when we have our wine in the glass, you can see that it has a very nice clear color. It's a pale, maybe some lemony shades inside, some green shades that you can see.
Okay.
So this is what we do with our eyes. We look at the wine. If it is clear, if there are some crocodiles in the wine, then you
Then you don't
stop
drink
with
it.
the tasting immediately. Okay.
Okay.
So then we smell the wine.
Okay.
So you just put your nose.
Really in, right?
You can put the whole nose inside the wine and you can smell the beautiful smell of Ranina.
Okay.
And if you want to enhance the aromatic in the wine, you spin the wine in your glass. You can see that our glasses are formed narrow towards the top, so it will not speed out, it will not fall out. So you can spin it. I can see you are good at it. You were on the tour. So I remember we were practicing this.
Okay.
So this is really important because you enhance the evaporation of the aromatic part, and the aromas will come out of the glass in the spiral. And again, if you smell now the Ranina after spinning, it will have more intense aromatic.
Okay.
So what do you think? How it smells?
It smells great for me. I mean, it smells great, but do I have to recognize something in it?
So this is what you need to know. It smells great. Because also,
fresh.
Yes, if you go on a vacation on the seaside and you come back home and you have a Tetra Pak of milk in your fridge, what you do, you smell it first.
Yeah, it's true.
So nose is a sign of quality.
Okay.
Also, if the wine doesn't smell good, you shouldn't continue with wine tasting. So you saying that it smells good, we can also taste it. So it's a great wine.
Yane, we have come out of time because you know this is such an important and interesting subject.
Okay.
Please stay with us because we can continue this even later here in our lobby room. You will be talking also about red wine.
Okay.
And tomorrow you will be with us because we'll be talking about sparkling wine. I'm really looking forward to that. Just tell me, do we toast with this or just drink
With still wines, of course, we can toast.
We can toast.
We look in the eyes and that's it.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And we will really taste this wine. But now back to you guys. We have wine here.
All right, we'll make this fast. Enis, do you like wines? Enis Huli with us from 500 Istanbul. Hi, Enis.
Hey, I love wine. I only like wine, actually. That's like my by far the favorite alcohol to drink.
Right. So we are super, and can't wait for the 5 finalists to be revealed. Enis, let's go to it. So who are the 5 finalists who will tomorrow at 5:30 compete to grab a title of the winner of Podim Pitching Competition 2021? Please.
First of all, it was very tough. It was very tough for the jury to decide. We had intense discussions. We had some fights. Marcus from Speed Invest at some point even left the room. But anyways, announcing the finalists in no particular order, not even alphabetical order. I'm not sure why not, but. So the first one is Think Treasury from Romania, the real-time cash management platform that is powered by open banking.
All right, an applause. Let's hear an applause. Okay, the drum roll for the next one. Let's see the drum roll sound and...
I'll do the drum roll as well. So the second one is Platform X from Bosnia and Herzegovina, the platform that transforms energy businesses through a cloud-based software.
All right, congrats. And the third one.
And then the third one, coming to the third one, it's getting intense, is Price Hubble from Switzerland. Digital solutions for real estate analysis using AI, big data, forecasting. Fourth one, Moico Logistics Solution from Germany. An end-to-end platform that helps businesses optimize processes by digitizing physical assets of the company in logistics, industrial assets management, and equipment monitoring.
And the last
and
one?
then the last one. Yeah, the last one. Do you want the last one?
Of course we want.
I'm sure they want it.
Denown from Switzerland, the mobile app that helps you keep your products organized.
All right, congrats. So you can tell us a little bit, more about all the 10 finalists. What was your impression? What was the selection? So you mentioned that decision was really hard. So all of our companies are really good.
It was very tough. We had, first we wanted to reach an agreement between all the jury members instead of just like putting numbers and then adding up and see where that leads us to. We were like, you know what? Let's try to put our minds together and pick the best five, and everyone had different best fives. So we said, you know what? Let's pick the first two then. We were able to pick top two. Then we were able to pick a bottom two, and then in the middle it was very fuzzy. It was all gray zone. That's where we had intense discussions, fights. Marcus said he has a board meeting. He made up a board meeting. I'm sure there was no board meeting, but he left the conversation. Jan turned off his video, so we were just left 4 people instead of 6. And then we were like, you know what? We can't agree on anything. So we just used our numbers and the Excel sheet to pick the rest.
Was this selection process similar to the decision on which company you invest in your fund, or?
It was really similar. It was weird, but it was similar. So we weren't trying to understand which business is going to survive, which one has a higher likelihood of survival, because then it's not venturable, right? You're trying to pick a risky one where the chances of its survival is really minimal. But if it does survive, it's going to give you that 50x upside. So you're trying to choose the most risky one, which also has a slim chance of survival and can make it big. That was the decision process along eliminating from 10 semifinalists to 5 finalists.
Enis, I'm actually curious, and I'm sure other startup founders are curious as well about 500 startups. I mean, it's a very well-known accelerator model. You are not really a typical accelerator. You guys have had a fund for a while, so you do actually invest some of the startups. Just tell us a bit more about 500 startups. Are you actually looking for new startups for a batch? Is there a new accelerator cohort starting anytime soon?
So 500 used to be an accelerator, but starting from 2014, we started to have these VC funds around the world that invest into regional markets. And our fund, 500 Istanbul, was established in 2016. In fact, we launched our second fund at the beginning of the year. It's a 30 million euro vehicle that invests into Central Eastern Europe and Turkey. And we're a typical seed stage VC investor, right? I mean, we don't have an accelerator here in Turkey or anywhere else in Central Eastern Europe. We directly invest somewhere between 250K to $1 million into companies and either lead or fellow in their seed or sometimes pre-series A rounds. And 500 has a similar approach around the globe. We have a fund in Singapore, we have a Middle Eastern fund, we have funds in Canada, Mexico, etc. And then we also have these accelerator programs, and the most well-known is, as you correctly pointed out, the San Francisco program, the global one that's based in the US. And we also send companies from this region to that program as well. But for example, we did 40 investments from our Fund 1 through Central Eastern Europe and Turkey. And out of those 40 companies, only 8 of them also joined the program. The other 32 were just merely typical VC investments where they didn't even join the program.
And these 40 investments, over what sort of period of time have you done it? And do you have sort of a target in mind for this year? You just said you've raised a new fund, which congratulations. I mean, like, so exciting news. Do you have a sort of target in mind for the rest of the year?
Yeah, so I think in 2021, we're hoping to do about 8 investments, 8 to 9. If there was no COVID, if you were able to actually have face-to-face interaction, I would say that number would go to 10, 12, but we're shooting for 8. And we did that 40 investments in a 3 to 3.5 year time frame. So I think our typical goal would be to do about 10 to 12 deals per year. But given COVID and distances and investing through Zoom, I think it's more okay to say that we're going to do 8. It's better to be more conservative.
And in terms of your ticket size, you did mention that it's mostly pre-seed seed investments. So what would be your average and how high would you go? And also, would you also put a follow-on investment in the startups you've already invested in?
I think our average is going to be around, in second fund, 300 to 400K in euros. And we can go as down as 200K, go up as high as $1 million in euros. But we're really bullish on follow-ons. So 75% of the fund is actually allocated for follow-ons. After we either lead or co-lead in their seed round, we can also put 1.5 million to 2 million in Series A and another 1.5 to 2 million in Series B. So a bunch of the fund is allocated for follow-ons. That was one of our key learnings from Fund 1. We had great companies. We had 1 unicorn and 4 companies that are higher than $100 million in valuation, but we reserved almost nothing for follow-ons. So we lost our share, we got diluted. So with the second fund, we're like, you know what, we're going to do again a bunch of seed investments, but double down, if not triple down in follow-ons.
Fantastic. So, and you'll also be present in the deal room. So all the startups looking for investment, you'll find you. And also, your managing partner in the fund, Rina, will sit together with the 5 prominent jury members tomorrow in the final. So you did the semifinals and Rina will did the finals. So super great to have you again, 500 Startups Istanbul, Enis and the team. And looking forward to have you also in person sometime in the future. And now we are moving back to the program, right? So we are just in time for another exciting program block that has already been started. So 3 studios, Daniel, Stoyan, and Peter will host exciting content. So jump into the content. It will be really exciting. And we here in Lobby will continue with some wine tasting. So we'll turn off the cameras and have some wine tastings now.
We'll see you shortly.
See you shortly.
Yes, we will continue with wine tasting, but not behind the cameras. Urban, I'm sorry, but you know, you are both invited to come here closer if you want to, because Diane was really interesting about knowing or getting to know the Slovene wine better. Please come join us. Since we did not finish, we started with white wine. I did not drink it yet. I see that you have. Okay. And I will enjoy that wine now, while you will tell us more about the next wine that you have prepared for us. Diane,
I also
please
brought
welcome.
a bottle of red wine. It's Blue Franconian or Modra Frankinia.
Okay.
It's also known as Blau Fränkisch in Austria and Germany. It again origins from Slovenia, but it's not endemic as Ranina, because you can also find it in other countries. But it is famous only in continental Europe, so you will not find it at the coast. And Modra Frankinia, Blue Fränkisch, it's a lighter style of red wine, because also our climate is more suited for a lighter style of red wine. So you can see already I'm using my sommelier's friend. So this is my working gear, what I work with. And this one is equipped with cork. So this means that it is also able to age.
Okay.
Because it can breathe through the cork. Cork is natural material.
Can I ask you one question? Right? I think this is such a myth. Is it true when you have, because I was looking at this bottle, it's not corked, right? Is it true that the quality of the wine, it's superior if it's corked?
No.
Okay.
It is actually better for fresh wines that they have a screw top, because it is not breathing through this top, because it's completely sealed with silicone seal. And this one, it's still breathing.
Okay.
So see, now I have some problems because the cork is not very good quality. And I will try to get it out. So this also happens.
This is about the quality of the cork, right?
Yes, in the restaurant, that the cork doesn't come out.
But so we are going live. This is the you know.
Yeah, this is a proof that we are going live.
Yes,
yeah.
But
because if we won't, we'll be changing the bottle. We'll be, changing the cork.
I think it's just building that tension,
to get
you know.
the cork out. So, yeah. You can see that this is. It's not made from. Now the trend is that it is made from ground cork, which is glued together.
Okay.
This is very good because there is no chance that cork it's bad, because sometimes you still have bad cork. And this is, I think, that one of the last winemakers using the cork that is in one piece.
Okay.
So this happens still, but we have managed to get it out. Now we have a chance to try this great.
Okay. Just another question.
Yes.
If I'm in a restaurant, and a waiter comes to me, and then he pours me a little wine.
Yeah.
What do I have to do?
Yeah,
No,
so
just
I come
as a
to
user, because
you say that
would
you
like
want
to
a
try
bottle
it.
of wine. So we have now, for example, a very old vintage of some special wine, and I will just pour it a little bit.
Okay.
Like this.
Okay.
And
then I take the glass like I'm with a professional.
I let you decide to smell it, to taste it, if this suits your taste.
Okay, I can do that, right?
Yes.
I think it's interesting to mention how to taste it, because that's another thing which, people do just sip it.
Yeah.
But actually, it's a much more aggressive way of tasting the wine, which is goggling, right? Which is almost like mouthwash?
We should aerate wine on our tongue, but not loud, as you were saying.
Okay.
So not like you're using
Not,
mouthwash.
okay, not so barbaric.
So I
alright.
shouldn't be unit tasting, but okay, all right. I will not do that.
Because on some wine fairs, wine tasting, you can
Yes.
see and hear a lot of this, but this is not a part of wine culture.
Sure.
You shouldn't disturb some people around you with your wine tasting. This is a very basic rule.
Okay, if you know,
Yeah.
people pretend to be wine lovers or professionals in wine, and should I do this? Should I taste wine and then say, "Oh, it's okay, it's not okay"? If I'm not really someone who's familiar with it.
So you should again turn on all your senses, like you said with the first one. I like it.
Okay.
This is everything that you should know. You like it, you will drink it, you will enjoy it. If you don't like it, you tell me, I'll bring you something else.
Okay.
So
nice.
you were telling about.
I know it's hard to say no, isn't it?
It is. It is. You know, even if I don't like it, I have this feeling that okay, it's great.
It's okay. Yeah.
Just another addition about the wine culture and about showing how much you know about the wine. There was a photo, very famous photo on social media when the American president and ex-American president and French president were standing together. They were both holding a glass of wine. And the American president was holding a glass of wine like this, and the French president was holding a glass of wine like this.
Yeah.
So with just a one simple move, you show how much you know about the wine. So we never hold a glass of wine like this, especially if you have sparkling wine, because it will be warm in 10 seconds.
Okay.
So stem is here just to hold your wine glass.
You have a glass. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
How about holding the glass like this? Is this because I see people, you know, holding
Yeah,
glass.
it's still okay.
It's okay.
Just not here.
Not too high. Okay.
So this is red Slovenian wine.
Yeah.
I hope you will enjoy it.
So as we said at the beginning, we look at the color, especially if you have a white surface, you can really see the
Oh my God, really?
the pinkish or the ruby band around the color. I see it's nice and dark. No crocodiles also in this case. So,
No fishes.
smell it and taste it.
Is it more usual to have dry run in this region? I'm just thinking of the climate. It's not too hot, right? It doesn't get too hot in Maribor, so I assume because the high temperature is, you know, you have mild temperatures here. It's usually more on the dry side, or
the sweetness of the wine is always determined by the winemaker, not by the
temperature
area or the temperature. Yes, in some years which are hotter, the grapes will gain more sugar, so there is more potential to make sweet wines. But also the winemaker will decide if they will let the microbes eat all the sugar, so the fermentation will be complete, or they will stop the fermentation before all the sugar is eaten by the microbes and the sugar is preserved in the wine, and we have sweet wine. So this is the decision of the winemaker.
I understand. And there's, I guess everyone probably, or I asked myself at one point, what gives the wine, the red wine, the color, right?
What gives the red wine the color? This is the skin of the grape.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you can make also white wine from the red grapes. This is called blanc de noir, white from red, if you don't do the maceration. So maceration is the process when you have when you have grape juice together with the skins, and they are mixing it, and in this process the color is extracted from the skins into the wine. This is called maceration, and this gives the wine the color. If you don't do the maceration, also the red wine would be white. Yeah.
Okay, just about the temperature. Should we serve it at room temperature because it's red wine?
18 to 20. So the rule with the red wine is also the temperature of medieval castle, because medieval castle never gets too cold and never gets too hot. Okay. So it's very simple. Yeah? 18 to 20. And in a hot summer day when you have 25 maybe in the room, it's good if you have a special part of the fridge where you can set the temperature 18 degrees for orange and red wine together. So they are the right temperature, not too hot, not too cold.
Okay, but never with ice, or?
No, I'm just smiling because I saw some people sometimes. I think it's a matter of taste, but of course we're not talking about just taste, we're talking about how to drink wine. So
if you want to enjoy a glass of high quality red wine, if you put ice cube in it, you will completely destroy the aromatics. So you can do it. Of course, the role of sommelier is not to tell you what to do, but just to advise you what you should do to enjoy the wine the most. Yeah.
Yes, just another question, because I have to ask you this. Slovenes just love to drink spritzer.
Yes.
Okay.
And Romanians too. So.
Do? Oh, really? And it's a good. If someone says, why should we mix a good wine with sparkling water, but there is something to it, right?
Yeah, so mostly wine for spritzer is made specially for spritzer.
Yeah. Okay.
And spritzer is, of course, the most popular cocktail here in this area and many areas around the world. And the wine for spritzer is usually semi-dry, with nice freshness, a little bit higher acidity, and when you add the mineral water, you have a very nice, refreshing drink. It's a fantastic drink to drink, especially if you are working in the vineyard. You cannot drink pure wine because the work will not be done well or not at all. But if you drink spritzer with 1 deciliter of wine and 2 deciliters of nice cool mineral water, the work will be done on time and perfectly.
Okay. So Diane, let you know when we're working, we're drinking spritzer.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but not with this wine, I'm afraid.
No. Thank you very much.
This
was so great, and you gave us so much knowledge about wine and everything. And I'm really looking forward because Irene will be with us tomorrow too.
Yeah,
great.
Okay, and we will have another wine experience.
Yes, sure.
Okay.
I have prepared something special, so...
Oh my God, looking forward to that. So thank you. Again, thank you, Diane, for tasting our wine, and we'll be back in, I don't know, a couple of hours, I think.